Team Merritt. How you guys doing today? So this is Will again. I'm the fitness director at White Marsh, if you didn't catch that in our introductions. So today we're going to be going over some active isolated stretch therapy. And what active isolated stretch therapy is, it is a stretch protocol created maybe 50, 60 years ago by a gentleman for injured athletes. Very relevant in this day and time. What you can use active isolated stretch therapy for is to restore tissue, obviously flexibility, and get yourself ahead of the curve in terms of a lack of flexibility. So what we'll be doing today is we'll cover 7 of the most important stretches right now. We'll start with our calves, lateral calves and medial calves, and then we'll go on to our hamstrings, we'll go on to our hips, we'll come back to our quadriceps, and then we'll finish off, we'll be kneeling on the floor. Okay, so stretch 1 is lateral calves. So we're going to get into this. I have my daughter Janelle here to help me. And what we're going to do is lightly move our foot. And we're going to stretch 6 to 10 times the lateral calf. We're going to hold this for 1.5 to 2 seconds. Again, what you're actually doing is moving the joint, and you're going to use the rope or the strap to kind of assist. All right, so we can get 10 reps on the lateral part, and then we'll get 10 reps on the medial part. 2 seconds. Once the joint stops move, 2. And we're going to do 10 reps. And so now we're going to move on to our hamstrings, lateral and medial. You're going to keep the leg straight. You're going to stretch the hamstring for 1.5 to 2 seconds. Bring that back down. I don't want to get in your way so you can actually see. 2. Bring it down again. Okay. 2. Okay. Now we're going to get the medial part. The leg is slightly turned in. 4. Okay, so now we have hip external rotators. This may be a little bit tough. Most people are a little tight in your hips. We're going to bring this up to the side. Lightly stretch out the external rotators of your hip. Let it come back down. Repeat the same thing again. You may find this limited range of motion, but that's okay because you're going to do 10 reps, and that's really what it's all about, is to move. Stop right there. Okay, see this? Okay, so we have external and internal hip rotators, and now Janelle's going to help herself. If you don't have a rope, to pull that leg up, grab the foot, allow it to stretch for 1.5 to 2 seconds once it stops moving. 1, 2. You want to perform 10 reps and 10 reps only. You don't want to overdo it. 1, 2. And then, if you have a rope, you want to take the rope, place it right around your foot on the inner part, lift the leg up on its own, grab it, assist it a little bit, it's still 2 seconds. Do the same thing again. 1, 2. Same thing again. Nice. So what we have here is a quadricep stretch, and you want to sit on the edge of a chair and hold on so that you're comfortable and not falling off. All right. You want to get a deep stretch in quadricep. You want to actively lift your foot up, and then grab and assist. Put it back down. Lift it again. Point the knee towards the floor. Get a deep stretch in quadricep. And you just want to do 10 reps. On both sides. And we've come to our very last stretch. All right, and this is your iliacus, a little bit deeper than your quadricep. It ties into your hip. And what you want to do first is you want to have this leg on a slight angle towards you or away from you, You just want to slide your hips forward, not your upper body. It'll start to stretch the opposite hip that's on the floor. You want to guide yourself back. You want to repeat the same thing again. 2 seconds. You want to guide yourself back. You want to repeat that until you get to 10 repetitions. And then once you do that, you want to take the knee that's on the floor and you want to slide it maybe 2 degrees underneath your hips. Yep, a little bit more. So it's really 15 degrees. You want to repeat the same stretch. You want to guide yourself back. Yep. You want to repeat the same stretch. 2 seconds. You want to repeat the same movement for 10 repetitions, and you're going to do both sides. And lastly, you're going to shift that knee one more time, 15 more degrees. Yep. And you want to finish off once you catch your balance.
Nope.
Okay.